Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Country Chats podcast with myself, Sandra Ganley. And we're rocking and we're ready and raring to go with another country music singer. And I'm delighted to have Alex Roe here in front of me on the screen. Alex, how are you?
Not too bad, Sandra. Thanks for having me on. It's great to be on, and I suppose it's great to be doing something different as well.
Well, that's it. I mean, you'd be so used to doing little snippy little interviews. I know I do them myself when I'd be interviewing the likes of yourself, 3, 4, 5 minutes long. But at least now we get to know you a bit better.
Yeah, exactly. And it gives. I listen to all the other podcasts, and it's really good, and it shows a different side to the musicians as well.
Yeah, oh, I hope that's good. Now, I don't know, is that good or bad that you listen to them first? But anyway, no, that's exactly it, and we get to learn a little bit more. I get to learn a little bit more about you as well as all the fans, so it's great. So tell us, you are in County Offaly, am I right?
Yeah, I'm in Clara in County Offaly, so North Offaly. I'm here forever. I'm really into the GAA as well, kind of at home here. But like music has always been the first love, I suppose, and from a really young age, I suppose I've always been listening to country music. So like Nanny down the road would always be playing the likes of Larry Cunningham, Big Tom, even Trudy Lawler. And just from that, it just kind of it made me see that country music is kind of for me as well.
So what age, well, you said there your nanny would have got you into it, and it's actually the same for me. It was my grandmother that got me into it. And were you singing from a young age, or were you just kind of listening to it in the background?
So I was singing from a really young age, but I never really picked up the country music singing until I was in maybe first or second year in school. It just, I don't know, I went to a Nathan Carter concert and TR Dallas came on before Nathan, and I saw TR and I said, who's this Lachico coming off now with the hat? And TR was just brilliant that night, and I went up to him and I got chatting to him, and from then I just said, this is definitely for me. Like Nanny had always played the country music, and I think I didn't realize at the time, okay, this is actually really, really good music. I think you're just hearing it, it's just background sound. But I think when you really think back, like some of the songs that Nanny would have played down the road have been songs that I've even included in some gigs that I've done.
That's lovely. It's a lovely circle there of the songs you used to listen to when you were younger. Now you're including them in your set list. That's lovely, actually. Very, very good. So yeah, obviously it's been a mad year. We won't dwell on it too much, but you've actually kept quite busy. I suppose you've been doing Facebook Lives twice a week, which, I mean, one would be loads, but you're going the full hog and you're doing two. So how has that been? Obviously, I'd say it can be hard enough at the start to kind of play to no one. Obviously, you're playing to everyone on Facebook, but there's no one with you. Like,
Yeah, I suppose I think because I started gigging at such a young age, I was going into places and there was only maybe three or four people at the start. I was kind of used to always just singing at home anyway. So it's just set up the outer light in front of you, and away you go. There is a big commitment into doing Facebook Lives every twice a week. But like I'd be fairly OCD about it. Like if I say I'm going to be live at 8 o'clock, I'm live at 7:59. Just always ready to go. But no, it's brilliant. Like, and it's like a little community there as well. Like the people are. It's funny to look at because you'd be going live there, and the people are having conversations among themselves. Like they're not even. Some people would give direct comments, but other people are just genuinely talking amongst themselves.
yeah, oh, that's lovely. And I know it's probably nice having that routine that right, I'm gigging on what is it, Tuesday and a Friday?
Tuesday and a Saturday.
Tuesday, Saturday. Like I know I've dance classes online at the moment, and that's Monday and a Thursday. So I know, well, that's this evening. It's nice to have a bit of routine and a bit of structure again.
Yeah, exactly. And it kind of, even for me, it gets me through the week, like, because I know that if I'm live on a Tuesday, because I'm not gonna sing the same stuff that I sang on the Saturday. So I'm always in, like I could be there at 6 o'clock and I'd sing maybe for an hour and just literally pick loads of different random songs and see how it goes from there. Like, and then you end up having a set list of songs you might never have sang before.
Yeah, you have more time to kind of suss out new songs or old songs, or a brand new set list, really.
Yeah, definitely. I suppose when we do get back gigging properly, I'll have nearly 6 or 7 hours of material.
You'll be sorted. You won't have to do any work then, only sing. It's great. And when did you start doing the lives?
I started the first week of January, and I did one a week for the first 2 weeks of January, and then I started to do two a week because the guys that would be tuning in we're looking for more lives and whatever. And there wasn't really much on a Tuesday at around 8 o'clock. So I decided to go on a Tuesday as well as the Saturday. So like I'm lucky enough, there's a good following there of people who are listening in, which is good. And like even to have 10 people listening is great. But some nights you could have up to 150, 200 people, and it's crazy. Like,
That's lovely, and it's a feel good thing, it's keeping things ticking over. It's keeping the community together, as you said. There's a nice little community there, so that's great. No, fair play to you for doing the 2 nights. And I suppose other than that, you were lucky to have Glorchira to be working away on. You had an extended Glorchira season.
yeah, so like Glortira started in October, kind of, we'll say a year ago, and we thought, okay, we'll be finished by March, and then we're kind of away to do our own thing. But obviously with pandemic and everything, that couldn't happen. I suppose Glortira was just crazy. It was mental. Like it was a great experience in itself, and it's something that I don't think I'll ever forget. Like I've made friends for life there, even people in the production crew and like guys in the band and everything. We're just really close at the moment, and I think we will be forever. Like being on Glortira for me is something that I've always applied for. It's something that I've always thought about. Okay, I really would like to do that, and to be able to do it and have Trudy as a mentor it was immense for me. I was shocked that she even wanted me to be on it. So I suppose it was brilliant.
I think it's lovely how your first comment about Glorchira there was, I got close with everyone and I made great friends and we'll be friends for ages. Like it obviously it's about the music and it's a competition.
Yeah.
I love how that is your first point. It's about who we met and the fun we had, kind of thing. So that's lovely, really lovely to hear. Do you think that obviously it was extended, so you had the guts of a year and 2 months out of it nearly? Do you think it was held back because of COVID, which was a negative thing, but do you think it was nearly better? Did you enjoy having it kind of drag out a bit longer and getting to see everyone and getting to gig when other people weren't getting to gig?
Yeah, I suppose with it being extended, it's kind of, even at the time when we knew the semi-final was coming up and everything, back this time, or back March of last year, I kind of thought, I kind of don't want this to end just yet. So we got a huge extension out of it. So that was definitely a positive out of the whole thing. And I suppose as well, for it being the broadcast and people kind of were expecting it to come back, the viewership, I suppose, was up for the guys as well, which was good as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I know everyone was tuned in and watching it. It's been nice to fill the evenings, of course. And oh sugar, what else was I going to ask about it? It was lovely. I'm sure it was lovely to throw on a suit and a shirt and get dolled up again.
Yeah, I love wearing nice clothes, and just kind of, even just like, I know me and Pascal I used to always say to him, what are you wearing today? And make sure we're not wearing the same color or something, because one week I arrived in the pink suit and I had the pink suit in the bag, and I said, what color is your suit? I said, it's hardly pink. And he said, no, but thank God you didn't wear it next week, because he was wearing the pink the following week. It was really funny and just nice to have.
He told the same story in his interview.
Yeah.
Which is lovely. It shows, though, like the little quirky things about the show or how well you get on. Did you actually know Pascal before Glorchira?
No, so I knew none of them apart from Aoife before the show, and I kind of went down, and I think when I don't know someone, I'm kind of really quiet and hope that I don't say the wrong thing. And then Pascal was the first person I met when I walked in the door, and we really hit it off. And even Philip and Lisa and Sinead and Aoife, the six of us, we were really close and a really tight knit group. And I know that we just had such good crack down in Galway, and from day one to today, till the day it finished, it was just brilliant crack.
I was actually there. I was there the first night of the recording back in 2019. All right. So as I said, I haven't met you, but I've seen you. I've seen you perform a few times. No, so that was great. It was something nice to be at and to be gigging and wearing the suits. And no, it was great. And I just love how your first comment was, it was about the friends, and it was about, and had you been to the Keys before you were part of Glorchira?
Yeah, so I was actually the third person from Clara in the past 3 years, to be honest. So Joe Rabbit was on it 2 years before, and then Noreen Rabbit was on it, and they only live down the road from me. I went up. I didn't actually get to go up to Joe in the Keys, but I got up to Noreen and I seen how small. I only got to the final and it was so small. I was shocked when you walk in. I suppose when you see the big production crew and you see the huge organ behind you, you think, oh, this venue's massive. But it really, it doesn't hold more than 200 people. And with 200 people, it's absolutely jammers. Like,
That was literally where I was going with that question was, did you know how big or small the venue was? But it's a lovely stage though, but it looks massive. And I mean, but it works, do you know, it works. And it looks great on telly as well. That stage is something else.
yeah, I suppose like Martin Cleary was on the left hand side of me, and Martin, on my first kind of recording when I was there during rehearsal, Martin just said to me, "Don't hit off my steel or you'll knock me out with tune." And he said it in a real funny way. It was really funny. And then you've Rick was the other side who plays guitar, and Rick said, "Just don't step on my pedals, please."
So you're
I think they were
just standing
just
there.
yeah, and I think they were just trying to kind of lighten the mood, because I know when it's your first experience with cameras and stuff like that, it's hard for people. Like, and I know for me, I suppose I was lucky in a way that I've done certain work with Hot Country TV that I've seen how these cameras move up and down and side to side and whatever. But going down to the Lord here, it was just something that I didn't expect. Like, there's cameras from every angle, so it's different.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was great to watch it, and it was great, as we said, to get the extended view, and for everyone, for the viewers and for you to get to do a few gigs. So no, it's absolutely brilliant, and of course it's on again now, the 2021 2021 series. So it's great to be
Yeah,
able
the guys that are on it this year are great as well. Like, I think the talent on it is just amazing. Like, everybody can. Even last year and the year before, there's never anyone that can't sing, or, you know, we could see some of the talent shows and there's people who wouldn't be the most amazing singers or performers in the world, but I think Glortira, it just shows the creme of the crop of Irish country music singers.
Absolutely, no, it's absolutely great. So that was in November, December. You finished that up, and
Yeah.
then obviously now you've been doing your lives, and you're going to be taking a break, I believe, for a few weeks.
Yeah, so I've to take a break for probably the guts of a month or that. I have to get an operation on my jaw, so that would be interesting enough now for a while. I'm getting that done this Thursday. So
What's happened
um,
there is too much singing.
too much singing. No, I dislocated it years ago, and I just never got it. I never got it sorted properly. So I have to get both sides done now. So they said the only reason I got to keep going was actually from the singing. So it started getting worse because of not being gigging and stuff like that. So
Because you weren't working the muscles, or you weren't actually.
yeah,
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 isn't that so funny? But I suppose it's a good a time as any to get it, because it'd be worse if you had to cancel gigs and all that, like, for it. So it's a good time.
yeah, totally. Like, it would have been worse if I was gigging like I was before the lockdown. It probably wouldn't have happened for 10 years down the line.
That's mad. So yeah, you'll be having to take a rest. So you'll be able to listen back to this podcast and listen to your voice.
Yeah.
No, so everyone will miss the live. So, but sure, look, you'll be back then.
We're
Your first
back
gig
sooner
back
rather
then.
than later. Yeah.
Yeah,
First gig back, and we'll go out with a bang now tomorrow night, and first gig back, it'll be great crack.
brilliant. Now you've also been involved in the Reach Out project as well, haven't you?
Yeah, so I'm involved with Reach Out with Trudy and Billy, which it's an amazing project. So I was talking to one lady on Saturday night, and another lady yesterday morning, and there seems to be some sort of a lift in the country music scene between the supporters and the artists. Like, I even know myself, like, I have someone to ring now later on today, and I cannot wait. I got such a lift out of it myself. So like, I know that there's so many people that are struggling, and for me or any of the other acts to be able to ring someone, it gives them a huge lift. And like, there's people that mightn't have got out since March, like, who are getting phone calls, and it's just brilliant. And for Trudy and Billy to think of that idea and to include me, I'm just delighted to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. And I know from interviewing, doing other interviews last week with other singers, the one thing that the singers are saying is it's so good for ye. It's ye get a boost from it as well, and it's so nice for ye to get that feel good factor. So it works both ways, for the people who are receiving the call and for the singers who are making the call.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it just, there's just such a change in people online as well. Like, people are commenting more, and they're more happy, and people are just, I think people are just a lot happier in themselves, even just knowing that this movement is happening.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. And you can go, there is a Facebook page now for it. So if anybody wants to go and check out the Facebook page, and you never know, Alex Roe could be giving you a call, although you'll have to take it easy with the job. But
I'll have to take it easy. I'll probably be ringing them in about a month's time. Yeah.
yeah, you'll have to arrange something. But no, it's a brilliant
Yeah.
idea. So you should go and check out the Facebook page. So that's kind of, I suppose, a rundown of all the projects you've been at over the last few months, which is great, because obviously some people wouldn't have projects going on, or that kind of thing. But were you were full-time in the music business, were you?
Yeah. So I was full time. So I was gigging probably about 3, 4 nights a week. The length and breadth of the country. I loved gigging. I love gigging. I had to get a full time job then in the summer of last year. I'm working in a clothes shop now. It's not my first love, but look, you just have to do it. But like, I suppose if I was to get back gigging in the morning, I definitely wouldn't take it for granted. Like, it was just like, there's so many different gigs and places that I had booked in for 2020 that didn't happen. And I think when the gigs do come back, I think it's going to be like a new playing field for everybody.
It's gonna be like one big party.
Yeah, definitely.
So that you did go and get a job. I mean, obviously, it's not great that music wasn't able to continue as a job, but I think well done for taking that step and going to get another job, which can't have been easy. I mean, it sounds like a clothes shop would suit you, though, from you're well able to chat and everything, and then, like you said yourself and Pascal, there was with your clothes, so it sounds like it was a good fit for you. But I can imagine it was hard enough to kind of accept that, well, I have to go look elsewhere now.
Yeah, I suppose when I realized that, okay, I can't just stay at home for another 6 months, because I even know myself, I'm always up and I'm always doing something. Like, I could be up to mischief, like doing something that doesn't need to be done, but I'm always doing something. And to be have to go and work in a clothes shop, it was more of a shock, like, to the system, to be, okay, I have to be up now at 8 o'clock every morning and there at 9 o'clock, and open the shop or whatever. But like, I'd be bopping around the shop the whole time. I'd be singing away to whatever music was on the thing. And it's funny because some of the customers are kind of like, "Oh, you should stick to the day job," and they probably don't realize that I'm a singer at all.
And is the shop, it's not in Clara, is it? It's
No, it's in Athlone.
I was
Yeah.
going to
So
say, I was going to say, Clara would be doing well to have the clothes shop.
yeah, yeah. No, it's in the shopping centre in Athlone, so it's grand. Like, it's a job.
You're sorted. No, that's great. That's great. I'll have to call in. So my fella plays for Athlone
Oh,
Town,
go ahead.
so I have to get that right. He's only just started since last week, so I'm going to be. He can go train, and I'll go in and annoy you. No, that's great. Fair play to you. And that's one topic I am discussing on the podcast is, people that have other projects, or that are looking elsewhere for work. I think it's hard to make that decision, but you have to just say fair play, and you have to think outside the box.
Yeah, definitely. Like, and I suppose that I was working on an album kind of this time last year, and I suppose if I didn't get a job, that wouldn't have been a possibility for me to complete this year. So hopefully, like, if we do get, so obviously I'm I'm out of work again now with the restrictions, but hopefully we get back sooner rather than later, and I get to start working on the album again.
Please God, absolutely. And two questions that came in on the Instagram page for you. One of them was just, is it hard to be a musician? I suppose people are so used to seeing the glam side of it, and you're up on stage in your lovely pink suits, and it looks glam, and it absolutely is in some regards. But on the other side of it, is it hard?
I personally don't find it that hard. It's just, I think when you love going, like I know myself, like, driving from my house down to Kerry takes nearly 4 hours, and you're leaving at like 4 o'clock, and you're there 4 hours later, and I just love it. Like, you're stopping and filling stations, and you're just keeping going and chatting to just completely random people as you go on your way, and you're making phone calls to other artists who are gigging maybe somewhere close to you. You're like, "Oh, we'll meet up in the service centre, sure, at 3 o'clock in the morning," and you'd sit and you'd chat for 10 or 15 minutes, and you drive on again. The hardest part of it would definitely be the online. The online end is definitely thing that I didn't expect to be as difficult. I suppose with the online bullying and online harassment, that's something that just annoys me a lot. I just don't tolerate it. I just block people straight away.
So that's that is a topic that came up in an interview last week, and I was genuinely shocked, because I suppose I know what goes on, obviously, but I suppose I would have been a bit narrow-minded and thought that it was mainly with the, you know, the bloggers who have 40,000 followers or 100,000 followers and who are very much in the public eye. But I was shocked to hear that it happens in the Irish country music scene. Like, what has your experience been with it?
Well, I suppose that, like, I think, like, I know myself, I'm not the strongest singer in the world, but I kind of get away with it at the moment. But some people just think they post negative comments and they just think you can't see them. But like, you can see them, and it's really obvious when someone comments something. And then, like, I think I'm really lucky with my Facebook page that people get behind me, and if anyone says anything negative, there could be 15 or 16 different people, and they'd all just start ganking up on this one person, which isn't fair either, like, because you don't know what's going on with that person. Or yeah, they might be a keyboard warrior, but it is a difficult part. Like, I have had people call me fat, people call me ugly, people say that you can't sing and whatever. Now, for me, it just doesn't bother me. Like, I don't really care. But like, years ago, I was bullied, and if that was me 3 or 4 years ago, that would have been the worst thing in the world, and I probably would have cancelled gigs and everything, and I don't know, went on liquid diets or whatever just to not be fat. Like, but I'm in a different space now with not really caring about stuff like that. But like, I see all these bloggers, and like, they could affect young girls, like, out there. If someone called a young girl fat, or a young boy fat even, that could really affect them. And for me, it doesn't bother me. But if I could help one person realize that it's only a minority of people. Like, yeah, you're blocking probably 5 to 6 people a week, but it's only a minority. It's 1%. But if I can help one person realize that it's not really true, they're just keyboard warriors, and it's their own problems that are making them lash out, that would be a win for me.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's great that you're at that stage where you can kind of just take it and move on, kind of. And I mean, you mentioned there that people comment directly. So would you get private messages as well, or is it just on the feed?
It's mostly on the feed. I have got, like, there's some people who'd send, like, they just constantly send stuff, like, and you, like, sometimes you could be really, really busy and, like, mental busy, and you'd be getting phone calls from people, but it's only like they'd ring just to annoy you, and they'd hang up. Then they wouldn't even talk to you on the phone, they'd just ring and hang up. And just, like, you could be like, I could be down the field doing something or whatever, and next thing you get a phone call, and you have to answer. Like, I answer everyone's phone call, like, I'll talk to anyone, but if people are not going to kind of respect that I'm going to answer them and have a chat with them or whatever, I don't really bother then.
That's mad, because I would have thought people would just send private messages, but the fact that they've no problem doing a public one, that's just nuts. And it's funny there, because the next question someone had asked was, do you ever find people cross a line into your personal life? And it actually sounds there like, when they're ringing you, that they are. And I suppose when you're in the business that you're in, and it's the same for me with the dancing and the presenting and stuff, if I see the phone ringing, I always want to take it, because you don't know if it's work or if it's a gig or if it's the late show. You just you never know. And I hate not answering calls. Now, if I can't answer, I'll just send a quick text back, but that's probably what it is for you. You don't want to not answer, because you don't know who it is.
I answer the phone to anyone and everyone, like, even if it's a private number, I always answer the phone. But sometimes, yeah, it is just people just ringing. I'd say hello, and then they just hang up. Now, maybe it's genuine people who might get a shock that I actually answered the phone, but I highly doubt it's that now.
Starstruck.
Yeah.
And do you find it has happened more, just general, the online trolling and stuff, has it happened more since COVID?
Definitely, yeah. So, like, I know myself, I put up covers online every now and then, and just it's just the negativity. Like, and you could have 115 million lovely comments, and it's just that one comment that you always see. And I think it's people just don't realize you're going to see them. Then I screenshot them all, like, and I'd send them to a few different people and be like, do you know him? But like, it's just, it is just the negativity part of it. But it doesn't deter me from doing country music at all. Like it's such a small majority of people that it's nearly irrelevant to me at this stage.
Yeah, and I think I was saying to Pascal in our interview that I would imagine that those that are leaving them comments are not people that are actively going to dances and
No.
can like go to dance or go to social dances or go to concerts. I imagine it's just kind of people who just happen to like the page, kind of, I would
Yeah.
imagine, because I feel the community is so great. Those that are in it, like in it hardcore, I can't imagine it happening kind of within the inner circles. It sounds like it's more external kind of.
Yeah, definitely. Like I know myself, like even around Lortier and that, like I seen some comments on my personal page of people just saying, "Oh, you're fat, you can't sing," and stuff like that. I kind of like, "Oh, okay," and then I just delete them and away you go again.
It's just mad, you know. It's and I suppose you have to laugh at some of it.
Oh yeah, I honestly think it's really funny, like because most of the time it's people who, as you said, aren't into country music and they're just there just to cause a bit of a stir for 10 minutes for themselves, and then I don't really give much of them hop. Now I know recently I did put up a post about someone, but that was just again just to highlight it to someone who might be struggling like in the country music scene or any genre of music, and if just so people are aware that it's out there, and Midlands 103 were really good to pick that up as well, and I did a couple of interviews with them about it and stuff. But like I'm not an activist or anything like that, but I just people should be aware like that what's online can be seen, and they need to just cop on, I suppose, a little bit. It's the only way of saying it.
Well, basically, no, you've said it in one there. And actually, I had seen the articles you done all right when I had just before the interview. I done a quick Google search to make sure I knew all my bits and bobs about you. But no, as I said, I was shocked last week when I heard from Pascal that this nonsense goes on. But anyway, fair play to you for staying strong and standing up, and even putting stuff up on Facebook saying, you know, enough is enough. It's brilliant to see that it's not affecting you. You're still doing your lives anyway.
Yeah, well, like as I said, like it's genuinely, it's 1% of people, not even 1%. And when it does happen, I be fair, like I'm always on my phone, and whenever I do see it, I delete them straight away, just so like I can show, like maybe I shouldn't delete them, but I think I just delete it straight away, just so that people don't think I'm getting it all the time. But you know, it does happen, and it even happens to the bigger names of country music. I do scroll through comments sometimes, and even other genres, like I do see some artists that look on the Late Late Show, and they'd now not country music, and they'd sing, and like just people are just so negative all the time. So
it's a shame. We need more. Well, you sound positive enough anyway, so I'm not going to say we need more positivity. You sound like you're doing okay other than that. Tell us about them guitars in the background for us.
Yeah,
now,
so
don't worry, we won't make you play. But for those of you that are not watching the video and that are listening on Spotify, there's two lovely guitars behind Alex on the wall.
Yeah, so they're my babies. That's my Nashville guitar. So it was like made in Athlone by a guy, and he modeled it on a Garth Brooks guitar, but we just changed the top of it a little bit, and then I'm sponsored then by Hudson Guitars, and they sent me out that one. I've about 9 guitars in total, and the rest of them are down hanging up in the music room.
Lovely. So they're the two favorites, are they?
Yeah, they're the two favorites. They stay in my room.
Was made, as in it was, I didn't know you could get guitars to make. Now I play music myself, but I'd be kind of the trad end of things, banjo and whistle, but I didn't know you could actually get the guitars kind of custom. Yes. As in you decide what you want, kind of. That's lovely.
Yeah, so I just got like Nashville engraved in the fretboard, and I think I got the whole of it smaller in the front, and different bridge and different nuts in the top and everything, just to be a bit different.
What does the hole, the size of the hole in the guitar, does that make a difference?
No, I hate when it's too big, because then the picks get stuck in it.
They're falling.
Yeah.
Now, I thought you were going to give me some, music.
Real technical answer.
Yeah,
no,
music theory.
I just say it when the picks go in.
Well, there we go. Simple, and it makes total sense. I thought there was going to be a sound answer, but nope. That's all we need to hear. Makes sense. And have you been to Nashville?
No, not yet. I'd love to go. There was a few of us talking about going this year in 2021, but like that, it definitely won't happen this year. I'd say it'll be next year, maybe the year after, but we'll definitely make a trip out.
I was there before. I was only there for 2 or 3 days though, and I need to go back. It's surreal. It's like going to Disneyland for country singers and country heads. That's what it is. It's nuts. Like it's just,
yeah. No, I really want to go now.
Yeah, and sure I was going to say bring the guitar with you. You can play a few songs.
Yeah, there are plenty of guitars out there. If I went out there though, I think I'd definitely buy a proper real Nashville guitar. I definitely think I would.
You've loads of time to save up anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Nearly 2 years to save up.
That's on the to-do list. Lovely. Now, as I was saying to you before we started recording, the new thing I'm adding in is the quick fire round. And I didn't give you any warning about this either, but I have about 10 questions or so here. They're short and snippy. And we'll get you to answer them, and we can develop them more if we need to. We can keep chatting about them, but it's like gut feeling. What first pops into your head? We'll just see what happens. I'm winging it as much as you are here. As I said, I only put it together a few minutes before the show. Okay, so Alex Roe, quick fire round. Favorite American country music singer?
Oh, Luke Combs.
Favorite country song?
Oh, I told her so, Randy Travis.
To do a jive or a waltz, to play a jive or a waltz?
Oh, play a jive.
Why?
Oh, I just love fast songs.
Can you dance?
I can.
Oh, okay, we'll talk about that after. Favorite Irish country music singer?
Oh, I definitely don't have a favorite. All of them.
Oh. To gig at a concert or a dance?
I think a concert.
Why?
I think the people are they're really in more invested into it, I think, when it's a concert.
Favorite venue to gig in?
Monaghan Country Music Festival.
Your biggest fan on social media?
Oh, I can't think of her name now. There's a girl Jill Cosby from Chester. Hazel Stephen. There's so many of them. They who tune into the live. Margaret Conroy. There's so many of them, and they're all lovely people as well.
Women, I notice.
Yeah.
we won't say any more. Do you play? How many instruments do you play?
I just play guitar, flute, and a little bit of piano.
Very good. Favorite local radio station?
Midlands 103.
Favorite song to sing?
Amazed by Lone Star.
Oh, I like that one. Okay, and last one. Tell us something we probably don't know about you.
I'm afraid of the dark.
Me too. That was good. Did you feel the pressure there?
Yeah.
I felt the pressure. I felt the pressure asking though, because we had no run through of that. Now you said you can dance, so I'm obviously very intrigued to hear about that as a dance teacher. Are you good?
I'm okay. Like, so I before I started doing the social dance gigs and the things, I went over to the Well religiously every Thursday night, and I met this woman over there, Heather Scully, and she taught me to dance. Like, I was going over at the start just to learn, just to hear the different songs, and I had my phone. I was writing in my notes like all these different songs, and I ended up just getting in with Heather, and Heather taught me how to dance down from there.
That's good. No, I like when a singer can dance as well. It probably helps you understand the music a little bit more though, in terms of speeds, maybe for the jives or that.
Yeah, I suppose as well, like a fun thing that I try to do in most of the gigs, like the social dance gigs, especially if I do a slosh, I have a wireless microphone, and I jump down into the middle and do the slosh while I'm singing, and people think it's brilliant, like, and I enjoy it myself.
I'm all for that, because I know with my dance school with Driving Juniors, they absolutely love if a singer can come down and get involved, because it makes they look up to these singers like yourself, like, oh my god, they're famous. So when you actually come down, they're like, oh, it's the best thing ever. So no, that's great. So you can dance. And then I suppose you mentioned there you play the flute, and what else did you say? So I'm guessing
the guitars, and piano.
So there's a slight trad element there, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so Grandad and my Uncle Joe plays in a band, and he plays like all the trad instruments. He plays uilleann pipes and stuff like that. But I picked up flute in second year or third year in secondary school, and I just kind of started playing it a little bit, and then I just kind of it developed into playing a little bit more. So
sessions in the past or anything?
No, I wouldn't be that good, but I can dabble at it a little bit, you know.
Play Clifford's Polka or Baggy in the Woods on it?
No, definitely not.
Guitar it is, so the
guitar is the main one, yeah.
Is the go-to one. Oh, that's brilliant. I knew you were going to say Midlands Radio. I had
yeah,
the
it's because I have a show on it as well. So.
Do you?
Yeah, so I do a show every bank holiday Monday, so it's great. Good. Yeah, so I suppose.
Yeah, so look, you're no stranger.
I just had to give them a plug.
Oh well, you're dead right, but that, you know, you can tell you're obviously, when you're in the business, you need to be a people person and able to talk and that. But you know, when you're on the radio as well, it's enjoyable. I'd say, you know, you're so used to gigging and singing, so it's nice for a change to get to go in and be on the decks and all that.
Yeah, and I suppose as well, for me, it's about playing the local guys and playing the kind of people who don't get the airplay all the time. So like I play a lot. I wouldn't really play. Well, I do. I suppose I play everyone, but I try to stick it to people who have new singles out who mightn't get the airplay that they deserve. Like I know there's some really, really good songs out at the moment, and they're just not getting the airplay. But like I know Midwest is brilliant. Midwest plays me a good bit up and down. Shannon side gives me a good play, even up north, Highland and Ocean. They all give me great play, and then down south as well with Trudy and Tip FM and Kerry. They're all just brilliant. But it's so hard to get on the kind of national airwaves, which is really unfair, because country music is definitely top 3 of genres in Ireland. So I think there should be a show at least once or twice a week on the bigger national airwaves for country music.
I absolutely agree. I don't see why an hour, even if it was once a week, an hour or two show isn't going to, you know, cause
it's not going to break the bank for them.
Absolutely. I think it's definitely should be done. And as you said, all the radio stations are great for playing you. I'm sick of hearing you on Midwest. No, Midwest would be my go-to one.
Yeah.
I worked with Ocean before, but Midwest, with me being a Mayo woman, Midwest would be my go-to one. But no, the radio stations definitely make a difference, and especially at the moment when people are listening to the radio more because they're at home and watching the shows on Spotlight or any of them, Hot Country. And no, I think you're onto something there with the national radio stations need to acknowledge it a bit more, but sure.
I think so, yeah. Like even like the Late Late Show country music special, like that's only one night of the whole year, really. Like I know some of the other guys will get on every now and then, but there needs to be more of a thing for even the younger people coming up, and they need to just acknowledge people more, because there is so many country music artists out there that are brilliant, but they just don't get the recognition because it's just not available to them, because it's so, I don't know, I think the bigger networks just don't see it. And that's why even with Glór Tíre, it's just that's like 3 months of television of every Tuesday night of just, actually every Tuesday and Saturday night of just Irish country music, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, and I think people are being extra spoiled now because they had obviously year series before Christmas, and now the new series is, because usually you'd have to wait the full year first, so it's great. Everyone's getting like a double dose of it now. Yeah,
and it's brilliant. Like, and like I watch it religiously anyway. Like even at home, it's like an event every Tuesday night. Like in the house, and Mommy would be shouting, "Come on, it's on!" and all this sort of stuff. But like, it's brilliant. Like, you know.
Your Tuesday nights are very busy. You have to do your gig and then you leg it in and watch Glór Tíre.
Yeah, so I try finish the live around 9:25, and then you're just straight in.
You're a proper professional. Look at that. You've it timed so that everyone is ready to go in and watch Glór Tíre.
And I'd always say last song around 9:15 and then do like maybe 2 or 3 extra.
Yes, you're some showman, I tell you. So going forward, I suppose you probably haven't got any major plans. I suppose you're going to be recovering now for the next few weeks, and then
recovering for the next few weeks, and then once I can get back in the studio, I think we're just going to nail down. I think there's about 8 songs left to just nail properly, but I've all the guide vocals down for them, so hoping to have the album out for around Christmas time. So
lovely. And where are you recording that?
I record at Wayne in Ballyrose studio. Wayne is brilliant over there. So
for you to travel across, is it?
It is too far at the moment, yeah. So I'm lucky enough before Christmas, when we could travel outside of the county, that I got to do a few bits and pieces with him. So Like I have a couple of videos coming out now with just me and him on piano coming when I'm recovering, just to keep the name out there, I suppose. But
Do you know what? That's a great idea, because you do need, I mean, you could have let yourself go on social media and just said, Ara, sure, feck it. I mean, there's nothing coming up, but you've really put a lot of time into it and a lot of work. Obviously, Lord Shearer stuff was happening anyway, so that was there. But then with the lives, and now you're tiding yourself over for when you can't sing. I mean, that there to me is, I really admire that, because you're also thinking of the business side of it, kind of, you're keeping it going all the time. That's brilliant.
yeah, I suppose I just don't want people to think that I've disappeared off the face of the earth, So just they're only simple videos, like, but they keep the name out there, and people hopefully will enjoy them, because I wouldn't really be known for singing my slow songs. So there's I have 3 or 4 of them ready to go now anyway.
No, that's lovely. And it is, I mean, look, you have to look at the business side of it. Is you have to keep your presence on social media. That's what, you have to do it. So that's the reality of it. You have to, and that's great that you're thinking ahead.
Yeah, I know social media is brilliant, like, and you meet so many different people from all around the world. And I suppose ever since the lockdown, I've had people tune into my social media who probably would never have heard of me, only that there's a lockdown, and there's people they're just sitting on their phones and they're just scrolling away.
Yeah. And I one thing you said there, people that you wouldn't usually have met or anything like that, or wouldn't have usually listened to you. I mean, what I love about, obviously it's not great that we're in lockdown and all that kind of thing, but for me, I'm loving getting to have the chats with people like yourself. And like, considering we never met, I don't think we've done too bad talking for the last hour.
No, we weren't too bad now, to be fair.
I love about it, you don't have to have met the person before, and yet you can sit here and chat away, and it's as if you know each other. And I just love that side of it, because we're in that scene, and it's just that community that you've mentioned a few times. It's sure, we all know each other.
Yeah, like everybody, like I think everybody knows everybody in the country music scene, like, and if you don't know the person, you've definitely heard of them, like, which is brilliant, like.
Yeah, or you've seen them, or all you've to look at the picture and go, oh, I know them, they go dancing. Yeah, that's literally, it is so small, and yet it's so big at the same time. It's kind of a funny one. But no, Jesus, I've had a great chat with you, Alex, and that quick fire round, I hope, have you calmed down after that now?
I've calmed down, my heart rate's down now after that.
Yeah, I was nearly as nervous asking them, considering I only done them 5 minutes, but I was very organized. I actually printed them out.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, they weren't handwritten. I actually was quite.
It wasn't me now. They definitely would have been handwritten.
Well, there was one handwritten.
I would have got to the 7th one and be like, I can't read my own writing.
Hard to think on the spot, but I don't think we've done too bad. I don't think you've done too bad.
Brilliant.
But no, Alex, it was great to chat to you and get to know you a bit better. And you were very honest, which is exactly what I want for the podcast. And hopefully to everyone tuned in, you heard and found out a little bit more about Alex Roe. And we wish you all the best with your recovery. There'll be no singing. You have to rest the voice. And no, we wish you the very best. And thank you so much for getting involved in the podcast.
Oh, thanks, Sandra, and thanks for having me on.
No problem. We had an absolute ball. So we'll go now and we'll have our lunch. And yeah, everyone. Oh, one more thing, guys. Make sure you go and check out Alex's Facebook page and Instagram page. Is it just Alex Roe, or is it Alex Roe Music? Alex Roe Music on both of them. There we go. So Instagram and Facebook. And I'm sure have you a few videos up on YouTube as well?
No, I actually don't. I must actually do YouTube.
Sure, there's a few up anyway of you.
I'd say there's a few somewhere there, yeah, but I must actually get and do a few YouTubes. It's your homework now for when you're recovering. That's the homework now, yeah. So everyone, if you're listening to this, go and look and see, has he set up a YouTube? And if he hasn't, go and message him and tell him to hurry up. Yeah, start giving out to me. Yeah, absolutely. That's the job. So come here. We'll talk to you soon, Alex. And thank you everyone for tuning in to another episode of the Country Chats podcast.